All right, friends, we are helping you thrive with Twin Cities Live. If you live with things like spider veins, A-Fib, or other issues that impact the heart, there's another option on a mission to modernize cardiovascular care for patients and providers. This is cool.
It's really cool. So Twin Cities Cardiology currently has 2 locations with another set to open very soon, so look out for that. I stopped by recently for a full array of tests, and Dr. Lucy Esberg is here with all the results and to tell us so much more. It's good to see you again.
You too.
Thanks for hosting me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a great time for all of us.
Yeah, I gotta tell you what, like, I know that you guys kind of doing something different. The whole experience from even just walking into the office feels like you're not walking into a doctor's office.
Wow.
And I think that was like aesthetically a really nice feeling. So kind of give us the background on why you created a clinic like this.
Thank you, thank you. You know, we decided that we wanted to develop some kind of cardiovascular clinic from the ground up that felt different than the traditional industrial experiences of medicine that we've all inherited.
Well, everybody kind of thinks about you go to a cardiovascular clinic when you are either in the process of having a heart attack or after you've had one. You know what I mean? And so, Ben, as you're describing it, it sounds like you're walking in to an empowering situation, an information gathering situation, and sort of getting to say, I get to take control of my cardiovascular health. So the question, though, is what can people come and see you for? When do you want to see them?
We want to see people for anything that can be considered cardiac or vascular. For example, Ben came to see us for the CardioLife 360, and I don't think he was ready for the full experience that he was about to get. We found it entirely endearing and charming. So we want to see people that have any issues that could be chest pain, heart rhythm, you feel like your heart's skipping a beat, you've got spider veins, you have varicose veins, or you just want to get ahead of any family history that might have,
I wanted to ask you that. Because, like, what about a parent? If you lost a parent
absolutely
to a heart issue or a cardiovascular issue and you're like living in fear.
Yeah, and I'd say that's probably the most common thing I see from people our age who come in. And ultimately, I think we forget what we feel on a day-to-day basis. And then all of a sudden when you show up and you're in a cardiologist's office, like Ben did, all of a sudden you think, oh, but wait a second, I do have a skip beat every now and again. And sometimes I think about my parents who haven't done well or who've had a heart attack, or my grandfather had a heart attack. And then we all face our own mortality and want to see what we can do about it before that time comes.
Huge.
Yeah, so you guys are kind of like changing just like the look and feel of these type of appointments and stuff like that. I will say that, again, we saw the videos. You walk in, you don't, it's like stress-free. You feel like you're walking to a spa versus kind of like maybe like a serious appointment, you know? So I'm glad that you kind of like took that wall down a little bit. Now, you had up on the screen the concierge service. Like, what is that? Can you explain what the concierge part of your service is? What does that mean?
Absolutely. You know, I think it's very important to tell everyone that we accept most major insurances.
Oh, good.
But in doing in creating a practice from the ground up that gives a different feel, we wanted to include concierge services where you have 24/7 access to your heart doctor. So some people can pay for those memberships once a year and then really just chat with me anytime they like.
And then they're ready to go. Okay, so let's get into Ben's results. Ben has given full consent to make this public, so don't worry, we're not violating any sort of HIPAA situation. So Ben had this executive physical. Now, is this, I mean, you're like doing a full workout here. What does this consist of, and what's the information that he got out of it?
Well, I don't know if any of you have ever thought about this, but Ben is kind of like watching G.I. Joe on a treadmill. So, I mean, really, I mean, it's like Superman.
Look how much I'm dying there. I'm so tired.
He was dying. He was, you know, as he starts walking on the treadmill, he said, you know, I hate running. And I think that was a little bit of a catch so that he didn't have to admit if he didn't do awesome. But he did very awesome. And he laid down and we took a look at his heart.
Are you trying to like get him to maximum heart rate and then see how it recovers? Is that what's happening there?
You got it. So we get someone up to their maximum heart rate, which is 220 minus your age times 85%.
Okay.
And then we lay you down quickly and see if your heart is pumping away as strong as it should be. For Ben, he was so fit that I had to skip 2 stages on the treadmill to get him to his maximum heart rate.
Oh, Oh, Ben Lieber,
Yeah.
way to go.
Yeah.
So I want to point out too, as you guys can see right there, the exam was very thorough. I mean, right when I got there, it was blood tests. We did an EKG, which is that's very quick, very painless. And then they're checking my carotid arteries, right? I wasn't expecting that. You'll even check the veins and arteries in my legs.
Wow.
Yes, we did.
Which I
Head to toe, vascular and cardiac.
Yeah,
Amazing.
which is really cool. And then the other part is like they do the ultrasound when you're at resting state before you even get on the treadmill, so there's something to compare it to.
So then what happens? Are you giving people like Ben, you get through this and then you're giving them sort of a lifestyle prescription? I mean, what's going on?
That's a really great question. So it all depends on how well you do on the treadmill, what your heart looks like, and what your blood tests look like.
Okay.
So Ben, of course, we get his blood test back, and I said, oh my goodness, people fight for cholesterol levels like this to get your heart so healthy.
They're fighting in alleys all the time.
I've got to break them up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have just like a 30 seconds here. So basically, my tests were pretty good. I do want to be very forthright here. We did find something that was a little bit of an abnormality.
We did.
Yes,
We
there
did.
we go. And we were
Seems
like,
nervous already.
we got to follow up with that. And I didn't know that before.
Right.
And so we did a follow up on that. And what is the results from that follow up?
Yeah, so for Ben, when he started on the treadmill, actually the first EKG he got when he walked in, there were these extra heartbeats, what we call premature ventricular contractions. So I'm like, hey, Ben, do you feel that? And in fact, he did.
Okay.
And on the treadmill, we watched them, and they continued to occur. And I said, well, you know what? We have to put a monitor on you to ensure that they don't exceed 20%, which could actually hurt your heart. And that's something Ben didn't know he had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
See?
we found out just recently, as in like 24 hours ago, that I'm good. I'm under that threshold of
He
what-
is. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But I think it's very important out there because we're talking about until this segment, I had no thoughts about going to get my cardiovascular system and my heart checked, right? And I think that's a good lesson for everybody at home. Same thing with a colonoscopy, all these other proactive tests. Like, you might think that you're doing well, but you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And the more
And-
information you have, the better.
Absolutely.
Really good
Yeah.
stuff. Thanks,
So-
Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to have
Thanks
you
so
here.
much. Good
Wow.
to see you again.
Ben
So
Lieber,
Twin
there you
Cities
go.
Cardiology has locations in Wayzata and St. Cloud, and you'll see them coming soon to the South Minneapolis area and the East Metro as well.
So they got a little deal for you. The first 50 people who call and mention TCL when booking an appointment will receive a free artery and vein screening. You can book by calling the number on your screen, or you can schedule on their website. We're going to post a link on twincitieslive.com. And if you see a fight happening in an alley near you over cholesterol numbers, you know who to call.
Just let them go after it, guys. You don't want to get involved.
We'll be back.